How's it going, traders? Richard here from Ninjacators with a quick video tutorial on creating alerts in NinjaTrader. Alright, so it's my belief that any trading platform worth its salt should at least have some very basic alert functions or features, right? Luckily for NinjaTrader, they've got a pretty extensive sort of alert function or features that you can actually apply to various things like your indicators, chart objects, levels, whatever the case might be. And obviously this is all done so that you don't have to be staring at your screen all day long, right? So maybe you have to step away. You still want to receive an alert via email or pop-up message or whatever the case might be. While you're away from your computer, then you can do that with NinjaTrader, right? So again, so you don't have to monitor your screens all day long. Basically frees up a little bit of time. Right, so first thing you want to do, especially when you open NinjaTrader for the first time, you want to use the alerts feature, is to go over here to Tools, click on that, and hit the Options button. A new window will appear, and here under the General category, just leave it on that. Scroll all the way down here to your Share Services. Now, once you click on that, you see mine's on 0 because I want to show you how to set this up. But if you click on that, you'll see that the available services are either your email address, your text message details, or your Twitter account. It's actually X now, formerly known as Twitter, as you probably all know. But let's say, for example, you want to configure your email account. You double click on that. You'll then bring it into the configured window over here, and this is where you actually add all of your details. Now, I'm going to leave service name as email. You can change that if you wanted to. Then here next to your pre-configured settings, it's set to manual as default. Now this is for those that want to manually add their service connection details, port connection details, whatever the case might be. But if you're like me and you have a Gmail account, you can actually go to the pre-configured settings. There's other accounts here as well. But let's say for explanation purposes, I want to select Gmail. I can do that. And then make sure default is set if you want this to be your default service name for your email. And then here the from name is actually where you then go ahead and add your email address. Now I'm not going to do that for privacy purposes, but that's where you can definitely put in your email address. Let's say john123@gmail.com. And then all you need to do next is click on this little bar on the bottom here. Now as soon as you do that, another window will appear, and it's basically going to prompt you to go through, I think, a couple of steps to allow NinjaTrader to access your Gmail account. And you'll need to grant permission so that you can basically receive these emails. If you then later on choose, I'm going to show you how you can choose between services, pop-up windows, or whatever the case might be to receive your alerts. So I'm not going to do that right now, but if you do this and you go through those prompts, and once all of that's done, you will just want to go ahead and click OK, and then your email or all the other ones here that's available will be configured, right? So that's the first step you want to do. I'm just going to exit out of these windows, and then you're ready to go. Okay, so once you've configured your services settings, you can then head on over to opening a chart. I've got one open here already. And once you've got your chart open, you want to start adding alerts. You simply go and right click anywhere on the chart, head on over to alerts, and then a new alerts window will open, right? So very quickly, if you look at the right hand side here under properties, you just have to make sure that alert that you're going to be setting up using or filling in all of these details over here is actually enabled. You can actually go and name that alert something else. And this rearm type here basically refers to, if it's set to never, that it will only fire off once, all right, and not again. So if you want to have the alert fire off multiple times, then you can go choose any one of these options over here. I'm just going to leave it on never for now. And here under conditions is very important. You want to go ahead and click add. Now, because I don't have any indicators on my chart just yet, I'm going to be showing you that in just a while. It will actually give you two different options that you can go ahead and fill in if that is what you want to do. Either a time value or a numeric value. Now the time value basically refers to once price actually moves into a specific time, let's say ahead of time. price is now, or time is now, let's say 6:47 in the morning, and you want to set it up at 8 in the morning, then you can go and select that to whatever you want to and head on over and click OK. Just make sure that the actual operator, as they call it over here, is set to what you want. That would make sense if you add the time value. In this case, for example, I can leave it on equal, so when price actually equals that time value, I'll get an alert. All right. And I'll show you in just a sec how we can actually have that either sent to my email address or have a pop-up window, pop-up, whatever the case might be. Right. So that's one way to do it. The numeric value basically refers to a level. So price, as you can currently see, is at 4371.5. If let's say I want price an alert to trigger at 4374, I'll then go fill that in, hit OK, and then if price then crosses that level, I'll receive an alert. Okay, so that's one way to do it. I'm just not going to do that right now. I've actually got some more favorite ways to do this. Then that's the first way, the first one being with time and the other one with price breaking a level. Right, so I'm going to close this now and show you my favorite way of doing things. Let's first start with an indicator. To add an indicator, right click on a chart, go to indicators. I'm going to select the Bollinger Bands. I think this is a really good example and a very good indicator to use for this tutorial. I'm just double clicking on that. It brings it into the configured box. Now I'm just going to use the default settings and hit OK. Right, so now you'll see I've got a Bollinger Band indicator attached to my chart, and you can then go right click again, go to alerts, and you'll now see that if you do press the add button here, it will actually pick up that indicator. All right, so you can either use this method of doing things, and you can, for example, say that once price crosses above the upper band, in this case cross above, it could also be crossed below the lower band, it could be crossing above or below the center band, because there are 3 bands in the Bollinger Band indicator. But let's say, for example, once it crosses above the upper band, I'd go to this general sort of area here, and that's where it basically picks up the lines on that indicator: upper band, middle band, lower band. So let's say I wanted to fire off a signal or an alert when price crosses the upper band. I leave it on that and hit OK. So now that will actually bring it into the condition box. So that's the condition the alert will be looking for before it triggers. Now, very importantly, here in the message, you can go and personalize this. You can leave it, you can change that name to Bollinger Band upper band crossing or something like that, whatever the case might be. Then priority, I like setting that on high, so I'll immediately get a message when this happens. These colors, I'll show you in just a while what that means. I'm going to leave that on default. Now, very importantly, and this is why we configured those services settings, you want to go over to the actions here. This is the action that the platform will take to deliver that alert to you. So you can choose whether it should just play a sound, should it share a message. And that message can then, if you go to the bottom here, share to, and that's where your email address would set up, or those ones that you configured. You can either have an SMS as well, as I've shown you, or that Twitter message, deliver it to those external services. You can also even have a screenshot of the chart, a tab, or even the window being sent to those areas. Or you can just select show a pop-up dialog box. Let's say you're having a coffee on the side, you're not watching your charts, and then a pop-up dialog will actually pop up once such a condition has been met. I'm just going to leave it on that for explanation purposes and click on OK. I won't go into the actual other one. You can actually submit an order as well. You just have to select the account that you're trading with your brokerage, and you can select your order type. You want to be buying, let's say if price crosses above the middle band. I selected the upper band now, but just for example, if you selected price crossing above the upper band, not that you want to do that, but you can then have the alert actually get you into an actual trade by configuring this box over here. I'm just going to hit cancel. I'm going to leave it on show up or show pop-up dialog and hit OK. All right. So now once price actually crosses above this upper band, I'll get an alert pop up that shows me that that has occurred. Right? Any time that you want to delete an alert, just right click, go to alerts, and you can then just go ahead and remove that alert. All right? And click on OK. Now, the quicker way for me to do this, I'm a very visual sort of trader, is to actually just click on any one of these bands of the indicator itself. Left click and then go right click and then go to alerts. Right, so it'll skip that first alerts window, and here you can just do the same. Let's say cross above or cross below the middle band, whatever the case might be, and just proceed to do the same that I've shown you in the previous steps. All right. The other thing with levels, the way I like doing it, is just go ahead and add a horizontal line to anywhere to your chart. For example, let's say I'll be interested in, I don't know, shorting the ES if price moves below or above this horizontal line. You can do the same as I did to the indicator. Left click on it, right click, click on alerts, and do the same thing here. Now it's already picking up automatically that horizontal line over there. And let's say I wanted to fire off an alert when price crosses above that line. I click on OK. Again, now it will be in the conditions window automatically. I'm going to leave all of this the same. I can again change that message to what I want to, and then I'll have to select the method of how I want to receive that alert. I'm just going to use, for explanational purposes, again a show up dialog box and hit OK. What's really cool about this though is that, let's say I change my mind about the actual level, I can then just drag it lower to wherever I want to, and if price then crosses above that level, I'll actually get an alert. Now I don't know if that's actually going to fire off while I'm recording this video. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a move to the upside here. That's busy. Something else that's really cool, you can actually also set an alert on a chart object such as a shape, which many traders probably don't know you can do in NinjaTrader. So what you do is you do the same as with a line. Left click, right click, click on alerts. It will automatically identify that you're adding it to that rectangle. Click OK, and then go through the same procedures as before. In this case, it will fire off if price actually crosses into that box. And again, select your delivery method. Very simple and easy to do. And yeah, I don't know if I'm actually going to get a signal here. Let's see if I can get one. Price will just need upside move here, and then a dialog box will actually pop up alerting me that that has occurred. Again, if I selected an email address instead, then I'll receive an email. All right, so very simple to do. One last thing before I do sign off. If you go here to new and you go to alerts log, it will actually show you all of your previous alerts that has fired off. All right, so that is just if you want to go back and see which of the alerts fired off. If that is something you want to do, then you can do that as well. And there we go. Price just crossed above that line, and here I got my pop-up window that gave me that alert, right? Just because I selected that delivery method. So very simple to do. You can also use alerts on the market analyzer, but for the sake of the length of this video today, or this tutorial, we could probably go over that at some later stage as well. But these are my favorite ways to do it. Hopefully that helped you guys out. Hopefully it'll make things a bit easier if you don't understand how to add alerts just yet. But there you go. Thanks for watching. Please remember to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you again in the next one. Take care and goodbye.